In this video, we're going to be checking out this rotary cheese grater. This is going to stick to your countertop and make cheese grating so much easier. You've got 3 different blades to meet your different needs for slicing, shredding, grinding the foods you want. Save time and labor and your knuckles. If you've ever used one of those handheld ones where you got to sit there and do that, can wear you out. It's safe to use, and they have a 100% customer satisfaction policy. So we're going to take this out and show you what it looks like. We're going to show you a couple of uses for it, and then we'll go from there. But as you can see here, you've got your fine shredding blade, which is good for if you want to grind up cookies, nuts, shredded, finely shredded cheese, garlic, potatoes. Say you wanted to make some hash browns, you could use that. You've got your coarse shredding blade, which is good for cucumbers, radishes, cheese, carrots, potatoes. And then you've got your slicing blades, which is great if you wanted to make cucumber rings, squash rings, if you want to do flat pieces of cheese, carrots, potatoes, different things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out and we're going to show it to you. We're going to use it on a couple of different things here and then let you know our thoughts. So out of the box, and I already opened this. I opened it, I washed it, and I put it back in the box so that I could unbox it properly for you. But this is clean. I've already cleaned it. So as you can see here, we'll just get the different components out here. So here's your instruction manual. Tells you the different colors that it comes in. As you can see, we've got one that's black with white accent, but they've got a lot of different colors to choose from there. So that's all going to go in there, and it's going to get out of our way here. So here's your device. This is the piece. This is your base. This is what's going to lock into the bar. This is the housing for the grater, which locks into place like that. And this is your handle, which is going to easily pop on to the back of this once you decide which blades you're going to use. So we're going to do a couple different things here. As I mentioned, we've got our fine grater, we've got our coarse grater. So this is your fine one. This is your coarse one. And you've got a slicer here. So we're going to try a couple things here. So first off, I'm going to do some broccoli, and I'm going to use just a coarse grade here on this to try to make a broccoli slaw. That's my point, my goal here. So we're just going to slide that in, lock it into place. Once we've got that right there, you just turn your little knob here, and we're locked in, ready to go. So move these other blades out of the way here. Move my bowl out of the way here. And I'll show you what this is going to look like with the broccoli here. So we're going to take broccoli. I'm just going to put it down in here. If you want to take a couple pieces to fit it in there, that's however you want to do that. I'm going to try to get that a good fill in there. So once you start it, then you can just keep going there. And as you can see, our broccoli is coming out perfectly. And it's just shredded up. Like a slaw, what I'm going to use this for is a coleslaw. I'm going to make it with this shredded broccoli. It gives a little extra texture using the broccoli as opposed to just doing the cabbage. And also, I just like the flavor of broccoli better. So I'll run that through there and show you what that looks like. That's the first one. Throw this next one in here. Take that back a little bit, make sure we get all of it out of there. All right, so as you can see here, we just got some shredded broccoli. So again, you can use this for slaw. You can actually saute this and mix it up into different foods if you like as well. A great way to add vegetables to maybe something that your kids don't like. Maybe you're making pasta sauce. You can make your pasta sauce and throw some of this in there, and it's going to soften up to where they're not going to even realize that they're eating broccoli. Also, I love broccoli, but I hate broccoli stems. So this is a great way to take those broccoli stems and make them into something useful. So awesome, love that. I wanted to show you what that looks like. So next we're going to pop this piece off right here. And we're going to pull this down and take this off. We're just going to wash this off really quick. I'll be right back. So we've got that washed, dried pretty well. I'm not too worried about that. I'm doing cheese next, so if a little bit of water gets on the cheese, I'm not too worried about that. It'll also help it slide a little bit better. So I'm going to get that put in there. And so for the cheese, we're going to do 2 different things. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same grater again, just because I prefer this grate with my cheese. If I was doing macaroni and cheese, a lot of times what I will do is use this to get a finer shred. It melts a little bit easier. But this is going to be more for salads, pizza probably. So we're just going to do this bigger chop here, this bigger grind. But as you can see, you just put your cheese in. I always give it a good little push with my hand first. And then once you get down to right in here, obviously you don't ever want to put your fingers in there because that will grind your fingers. So I'm going to put this on here at that point and finish it off. As you can see, it's coming out of there pretty nicely. That's it. So I wanted to show you that one. Now, I don't have any other fruits or vegetables to chop up at this point, because if I did have potatoes or carrots or something like that, I would have used the slicer on that to show you. Since we do have mozzarella, what I can do with this mozzarella is do some of these with the flat one. And what we're gonna get here is slices. So it's gonna give you slices of cheese. So it could be good for snacks. It could also be used for a pizza topping. If you wanted to do little rounds of mozzarella instead of the shredded, you can do that. But let me just show you what this looks like. So let me line this up just right here. And we're gonna go through this here. And as you can see, you've got to pull those out a little bit because they're getting stuck in there. If you were doing this with a drier cheese, like a Parmesan, it wouldn't happen. But because this is more of a wet, moist cheese, it is going to stick in here a little bit, so you have to pull them out. But as you can see, so these are the little slices that we're getting off of that. It was just, I cut it into a little square, and so we were able to get these little square pieces. This is great for snacks, and I mean, like I said, you could throw this on pizza. You could put it on your salad if you like the shreds like this instead of the slices like this instead of the shreds. Be great for that. So that's a cool use for that there. So just wanted to show you. To finish this off, I'm going to go back to my grater because I'm not going to use that very much. I just wanted to show you how that slicer does work there and what that looked like. But it's going to put this back on right here, lock it in, put my mozzarella back in there. And we're going to shred this up all the way. So, as you can see, quick and easy. If I would have done that, that was, I had a 1 pound block of cheese that I cut into a couple pieces there. Had I done that with the old school hand grater, it would have taken a lot longer. I'd probably have bloody knuckles right now because I always try to get down too close to it. But as you can see, I've got a nice bowl of shredded cheese here. I've got a nice bowl of shredded broccoli here. So if you're looking for a nice rotary mounted cheese grater, highly recommend checking this one out.